My name is Aaron Crosby Lyles, and this is News from the Can. It is September 28th, 2018, and this is the Shit Hit the Fan update, climate update. I happen to look at climatereanalyzer.org, which I pretty much check every day to see kind of sort of what's going on. And I saw this, and I said, holy shit. I'll let you decide. Does that look like the shit is hitting the fan? I'll just leave it as a question. Does this look like the shit is hitting the fan? It's a lot of low pressure and a lot of high pressure out there. And it is Tropical Cyclone City. Trammy, Leslie. There's a Medicane. I saw this. I was looking at the map and I saw this little bullet hole here, and I was like, what the hell is that? Is there a tropical cyclone in the Mediterranean? And sure enough, damn, dude, there's a tropical cyclone in the Mediterranean. Somebody left me a message on my phone. They said, and it said Medicane. I said, what the hell is that? It's some kind of medication, Medicane, pharmaceutical, Medicane. No, the Medicane is a hurricane in the Mediterranean. And it's brewing. So there's that, all these tropical cyclones, and then there's this other stuff. I don't necessarily delve that much into the specifics of where particular cyclones might or might not be headed, and that's just because every swinging dick in the universe does that. I want to step back and get it sort of more of a global view. And when I look at this global view, it's really going on out there. Then there's this. This is geopotential height, and this is all solid blue here. This is Antarctica, and they just this early spring in Antarctica, and that's solid blue. That's all 500 hectopascals, around 5,000 meters. It's like just this big plateau. It's just one big giant air mass. But interestingly, there's a lot of high pressure in there down underneath that bubble, and it tells me that there's a compressed kind of situation going on. And it might have something to do also with the temperature. It's a very low temperature also. We're talking that white is negative 55, 60 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty cold still. And it's early spring. And here's your 2-meter temperature anomaly. So it's anomalously cold in the middle of the United States and in Central America, not Central America, but then this middle part of North America, the North American continent. Little cold patch there, and here's your warm spots. Warm spot in the middle of Russia and in the northern. Of course, it's early fall. Above the Arctic Circle. So that's what it looks like up there. And there's some very warm, anomalously warm patches down here in Antarctica as well. So this is your average 2-meter temperature. And this right here is about 120 degrees, somewhere in there, the white and Fahrenheit. And this deep red is about 100 degrees. But you can see up around the North Pole, it's not terribly cold up there yet. So it's balmy out, the sun is right over the equator, and in areas where you're not having upwelling. It's pretty balmy out there. You can see why there's this heavy-duty cyclone formation. This is your sea surface temperature anomaly. Big cold patch here. Let me move this over. Big cold patch here. Big cold patch right here. This is what is making some scientists believe that the thermal haline overturning current is shut down. But something really important to point out is an artifact of Ice Age is that you have a warm patch of water in the North Pacific and a cold patch of water in the North Atlantic. And this affects airflow and causes snow and ice to build up in massive quantities in Northern Europe, Siberia, North America, Greenland. So that's what's on tap, and I'll let you decide. I could sit there and tell you, yeah, that looks like the shit's hitting the fan to me, but opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one and it stinks. We may have had other years where we've had something that looked like this, but in those other years we didn't have 400 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere. Our particular conditions here in the Caribbean, we have a sinking air regime going on here. There's rising air in this part of the Pacific, cyclones, and in this part of the Caribbean we have sinking air, which is suppressing cyclone production. So that's good for news for us living in Florida, but damn, it's I feel sorry for some folks out here in Western Asia getting hammered. It's heavy duty. So, and we'll see how things change. The zonal winds are changing and all that stuff. So, but what I'm looking at in general is I want to see what the weather is like right up here in this area, because this is really where you start to see the shit hitting the fan. I want to point something out here. This is the geopotential height. This line right here is that's where you see the jet stream. Jet stream flows right along that. So the pressure differential and that pressure differential around 5,000 meters, around 500 hectopascals, is where you see that wind being generated, because the wind travels at right angle to the pressure differentials. So you have a heavy pressure differential between this orange and this blue. That's why people look at the geopotential height, because that will tell you where, what the setup is, for those upper level winds, for the jet stream and so forth. And there you have it. So it never hurts to be prepared. Extra food, extra water, battery charging capacity for your devices. Make sure you got good ventilation on your power generation. A stack, exhaust stack 20 feet high is not a bad idea to have on your power generation. The power generation away from the house in some sort of fashion, so you don't get carbon monoxide poisoning is always good. I've already had some people dying out here in Asia from carbon monoxide poisoning because they had their power generator too close to the house, or very near the house, inside the house, whatever, in the garage, whatever. Yeah, that's a thing. Silent death. Citizens band radio is a good thing to have. Ham radio, noisemaker, cop whistle is a good thing to have. Flare gun, air horn, some sort of way to get people's attention. Powerful flashlights are good for signaling or to seeing what's going on. Something that's got some oomph, large size flashlight, something good. Even a laser, I think, might be good to have. Just to be able to signal, communicate, what have you. Anybody above the 40th parallel, it's good to keep your snow shovel inside the house, in by your front door. In other words, not out in the garage where you can't get to it. Because in Wales last year, somebody had their front door was completely blocked with snow. You could not see daylight through the top of their door. They were completely sealed with snow, and that's in Wales. So this is the kind of stuff we're looking for. And how long that regime will last. I mean, we might just be in for extreme winters and extreme summers. That might be the global warming thing, the global, the climate change thing. headed into a grand solar minimum. And, you know, all bets are off. Grand solar minimum and 400 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere. All bets are off. You know, make up your own mind. I look at this map. These are all tropical cyclones. You know, it's going on out there. So make up your own mind. It never hurts to be prepared. I mean, damn, if you're prepared and you never need it, well, okay, that's cool. But, you know, I'd rather be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and need it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all I got. My name is R. Crosby Lyles. Thanks for watching. I love you guys, man. Take care out there. You know, it's just I'm banging this drum because it's September 28th, and I've been saying for a while now, over a year now, that we would know something in September of this year, 2018. We would, you know, by this September, we would know something. These conditions are, you know, and this is the mean season. September that's high, you know, that's high noon for cyclonic activity around the globe. So could just be a banner year for that. But for me, you know, knowing that there's a grand solar minimum coming and knowing knowing how much heat has been absorbed by the ocean over the last 20 years, yeah, I'd be paying attention on a daily basis, because here's the thing. There's such a thing as tropospheric folding, which produces explosive cyclogenesis, or what they call bomb cyclones. And typically this is in the North Atlantic. This is a phenomenon in the North Atlantic. So the folks and everybody, I mean, really everybody may want to pay attention, but especially the folks out here in Europe, in this area here. You guys want to pay attention to what's going on, because it'll come like a thief in the night. Also in Canada, you know, let's not forget about Canada. Alaska, I'm not really so sure about Alaska, and the reason that I say that is because you've got that big pocket of anomalously warm water. So, you know, even in ice ages, apparently this pocket of water stays warm. So, you know, Alaska, there might be parts of Alaska and the Pacific Northwest that the weather might be nice. It's possible. You know, you get a balmy, you know, mild winter. But in central Canada and over here, Baffin Island and Nova Scotia and areas like that, yeah, you guys could have some serious shit hit the fan. You know, just consult your favorite meteorologist out there. You know, don't listen to me. You know, do your own research, verify. And if you don't agree that this map, that this thing here looks like really serious, then hey, you know, maybe I'm wrong. You know? Anyway, that's all I got. My name is R. Crosby Lyles. Take care out there, and drop us a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for watching. See you.